Hey Lowco sports fans, we're running out of weeks in the high school football season, so it must be getting serious. Playoff seeding was on the line all around the Lowco on Friday night, so let's dive into the highlights in another edition of Lowco Lights on WHHI, powered by Lowcosports.com. We'll start with a Lowco-on-Lowco showdown in Region 6 4A, as the Beaufort Eagles were looking to salvage their season and clinch a playoff spot when they traveled to the Tank to take on May River, but the Sharks had other ideas. May River bounced back from its first loss of the season to blast Beaufort 56-14 behind 469 rushing yards, as Gage Duncan, Andrew Johnson, and Sean Mitchell each went over 100 yards and were among the 5 different Sharks to score rushing touchdowns in a big win. After handing the Sharks that first defeat a week ago, the Hilton Head Seahawks stayed hot, as Thaddeus, Czarnecki, and Timko each rushed for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Derrick Raniszewski was 9 of 14 for 158 yards and 3 TDs in a 65-6 blowout. 2 touchdown grabs for Jeremiah Walters. The Sharks and Seahawks each have one region loss now, and so do Bishop England and Bluffton, after the battling Bishops rallied for a last-second touchdown pass to stun the Bobcats 28-24 on Daniel Island. That means this week's Bluffton-May River matchup and next week's Bridge Bowl between the Bobcats and the Seahawks will be pivotal in determining the region champ. Buckle up. The number 2 seed from Region 5 2A was up for grabs Friday night in Seabrook, where the Whale Branch Warriors welcomed Hampton County on Beaufort's own, and the Warriors jumped out to a halftime lead but couldn't keep pace after the break, as Jalen Singletary rushed for 112 yards and a TD and caught a touchdown pass from Chris Terry, who threw 2 touchdown passes and added a rushing score in a 38-21 win to close out their regular season. The Warriors can still complicate things with an upset win at Barnwell on Friday. Speaking of upsets, the Hardeeville Hurricanes knocked off a top 10 team on the road to snap their 7-game losing streak. The Canes were trailing by 2 late at Branchville when Dylan Pryor made a big-time catch on the sideline to haul in an Emiliano Santiago pass and set up Efren Tinoco's 44-yard game-winning field goal for a 23-22 win. The team from WHHI had the broadcast from Hilton Head Christian Academy, where the Eagles hosted John Paul II for homecoming. JP2's defense held up early and kept the Golden Warriors in it through halftime, but the Eagles got the offense going in the third quarter and pulled away for a 42-6 win. Reed McCollum passed for 233 yards and 3 touchdowns and rushed for 83 yards in the score, with Joey Haupt hauling in 2 touchdown grabs for the Eagles. HHCA takes on Hilton Head Prep in its regular season finale, and the Dolphins will be riding high after clinching a playoff spot with a 56-13 rout of Christian Academy in Myrtle Beach on Friday afternoon in Sea Pines. 6 different Dolphins scored touchdowns, with Wyatt Butler and Anders Asplund finding the end zone twice. We're all set for a region title showdown Friday on Ladies Island after the Beaufort Academy Eagles and the Thomas Hayward Rebels cruised to big wins last week. Antonio Banner rushed for 129 yards and 3 touchdowns and added a touchdown reception, and Colton Young added 127 yards and a score on the ground, while Bo Pinkney and Kellen Fripp led the defense in Thomas Hayward's 51-6 rout of Carolina Academy. BA was just as dominant at Andrew Jackson Academy, as Nick Underwood scored 3 times on the ground and grabbed one of Dietrich Schuford's 2 touchdown passes in a 49-0 blowout. Schuford also went over 100 yards rushing, and now he gets a shot at his former team for the region crown. Colleton Prep will finish 3rd in the region, but the Warhawks look like a Skiza 1A title contender after dismantling previously unbeaten Dorchester Academy 38-12, and they have some key players back from injury, so don't sleep on Greg Langdale's squad. Tough losses this week for Battery Creek, Patrick Henry, and Cross Schools, but they all get another shot again Friday night. We'll be live at 9:30 p.m. tonight for the Lowco Sports Lowdown, and we'll look back on all the action under the Friday Night Lights and check in on other sports news around the Lowco. So tune in to the Lowco Media YouTube channel for all the local sports news you need. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.